All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, and taught us his truth and every well. And citation and much love for you, Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I wanted to go ahead and, we're out here once again with the week, another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the children of Israel according to the scriptures, all right, according to prophecies, man. All right, and hey, we're living in a wonderful time now where, prophecies are speaking loud and clear, all right? Give me 1 second here. Let's start out here with, start out here, and matter of fact, we'll start out with this first. These are, hey, we go through this week in and week out, but at the same time, these things are coming more and more to pass. This is Revelation chapter 19, all right, verse 10. And as I fell at his feet to worship him, he said unto me, see that thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. All right, now we're in this time frame now where you start to see a lot of things happen. All right, and just to speak about some of these things, not to get too far off topic on them, but you hear a lot of these, we're going to use the term that they use, these Christians out here, all right, in the mainstream Christianity and things like that, that so-called feeling the heat over certain things, man. When it comes to the community, the alphabet community, their rights, not the alphabet community, but these so-called Christians, they feel that their rights are being bombarded with certain things. All right, they're being forced to do certain things here and there. They're feeling a little bit of persecution. But when you speak to these people, they so-called play a role to a T, right? They feel this persecution about certain things, but yet they don't understand prophecy, man. If you were really in the spirit of the Lord, you'd be in the spirit of prophecy. Now, in the same sense, the things that they're so-called bothered of, we're bothered by the same things, and then that much more, right? It's like, an employer and an employee, right? You got the employee that's stressing. I had a coworker that I was working with. I said, this nigga is delusional. Me and him working side by side for a company. He's complaining about he got these problems, those problems, financial problems, this and that. And the bosses don't have as much stress as he got because they own the business. And I'm like, bro, in reality, you know what I'm saying? They got just as all the same thing you complain about. You got to feed your family. You live in paycheck to paycheck. They live in the same type of way. Yeah, they got more money flowing through their hands, but they also have a more responsibility. I'm like, yo, when we come to work, you know what I'm saying? You pay for your own car and your own car insurance, right? They pay for their own car and their own car insurance as well too. But when you come to work, you get into their work truck, right? Now you can go out there and wreck their work truck. They only, you only responsible for you driving your car. They're responsible for all these other people driving their cars, man. They're responsible for everybody else's paycheck coming in, not just that one paycheck. They're responsible for balancing not just their home bills, but they're also responsible for balancing the so-called checkbook for the business as well. So they have your same problems, but they have that much more on top of you, right? Let's say, for instance, they got a fleet of 15 trucks. You paying car insurance on one car that you drive. They paying car insurance on 15 different vehicles that other people drive that they don't know what the hell they out there doing, man. So for you to say that you got more stress than them, you're not looking at it in a great picture. So the same way with these so-called Christians, right? They say that they got this here stress, but we're like the business owners. It's like, yeah, well, we stressed about that same stuff that y'all stressed about, but we got, and the stress isn't even the right word, but we're going to use that word for the time being. We stressed over the same things y'all stressed over, but how much more, even more than that? Because you guys are just talking about the Christians and this and that and all these things are bad, but hey, we understand that we're dealing with Jacob and Esau. We understand that the prophecies that's taking place, man. But this is also why, when you come into this here truth after a while, you see these things, you're not really bothered by them because of the fact, it's a rejoicing thing, man. All right, matter of fact, let me grab this here precept real quick, and where is it at? Okay, right here, just past it. Give me 1 second. This is Lamentation 4 and 21. All right, Lamentation 4 and 21, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. So there's a difference. This is speaking about Esau, Edom, right? They're not talking about the church, the believers, and everything else like that. Now, when they mention the believers, those are of the Israelites. So you see these so-called Christians in these mainstream media churches or mainstream Christianity churches, they be believing certain things. Oh, they're doing this, they're oppressing us. They don't even realize, like, look at the real oppression that's going on. We see that Esau is trying to eradicate Jake right now, man. All right, y'all are just collateral damage. You know, hey, y'all people, you know, if things was to go y'all way, the way the Edomites have it planned, yeah, 2/3 of y'all people would die off, but then the rest of y'all would just come back and be back into y'all little rulership and everything else like that. The Wadi Yahabashim Yahushua, we gonna go according to his will, not according to the Edomites' will, but hey, going into these things, they talk about this here stress that we have going on, but we understand prophecy, man. All right, prophecy is a whole, a grander picture, because you see, hey, Esau circling the drain, but we know that our salvation comes next. We understand the woes of like Jacob's trouble, but we know that he shall be saved out of it according to the prophecies, man. So this is why prophecy is so important, but how much more now, where let's read this here precept real quick. This comes out every week as well too in Habakkuk. Probably should have opened with this one. Well, here's one right here. Man, let me read this real quick. I just opened up the page to this. This is in Amos chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 1. Just to solidify that point about the Christians, mainstream Christianity versus our people, man. Because the Lord came to his own people. There was a certain amount of people that the Lord came to and was speaking forth to. And these are not just the so-called people that will claim the Lord. That, you know, oh, we claim the Lord, we love the Lord. No, it's more important that the Lord claims you. All right, you can say that you on this here team and you doing this and you doing that, but at the end all be all, are you actually getting a paycheck for this, man? All right, so hey, you want to make sure that the Lord is the one claiming you and not you just claiming the Lord. All right, hey, because there's plenty of them that say Lord, Lord, and the Lord say, hey, I never knew you. You know, Wisdom of Solomon 5 say, hey, how is he counted among the number of the saints? All right, you know, we have erred in our way. You know, so hey, this is a point in time that we're coming into where there's going to be that separation. All right, and we understand the things that's going on here. So let me read this in Amos 3:1. It says, hear this word that Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel. So again, the Lord is always making it clear about who he's speaking to and who he's directing his message to, man. It's not, you don't really, now, we're not going to get into semantics, but I was going to say, you don't really read about when he's, oh, the church, they say this to the church. They don't really use that term, which they actually do, but they're talking about the Israelites at that point in time. All right, but in reality, hey, man, the Lord is always talking about being clear who he directs his message to, man. All right, oh, ye children of Israel. Now, we just read in Lamentation 4, all right, oh, rejoice, oh, daughters. I don't even know if we actually read it or not, but rejoice, oh, daughters of Edom. All right, so speaking unto Edom about, hey, this is the end of their little run. All right, so that was a message that was, you know, you write a letter, an email, and everything else like that. You send some mail in the mailbox. Guess what? You have to sit there. Ooh, they're about to get ran over. Yeah, be careful. But you have to address the letter or your mail to somebody, man, so it gets to the right person, man. All right, you know, I always bring this up. It's like, yo, if the people at Walmart, the CEOs or the bosses at Walmart say, hey, look, you know, you better not come in here without wearing this here blue shirt and this here, or what is it, a tan, whatever they wear, the little vest and everything else. If you come inside of here and you don't do that, let's just say hypothetically, you're going to go to jail, right? Let's just, it's bizarre, but I'm making a point here. Now, when they speak onto those things, they telling these people that, who are they speaking to, man? They're speaking to their employees. So now you got Jim that walks inside of Walmart that's going to go buy him some, I don't know, some ham, some turkey, some whatever he's going to the grocery store to go buy, or, you know, get his tires changed, oil changed, whatever he's going to Walmart for, man. He walks inside of Walmart and he wearing, you know, his, he just got off work, matter of fact, at Target, man. Now he's walking into Walmart in his Target uniform. Now, is he going to be in trouble with that? No, because the memo was given to the Walmart employees, man. You know, let's just say hypothetically, well, I say go to jail, but let's just say get fired, right? They can't walk up to that guy and say, hey, you out of uniform, you wearing the wrong brand up in here, you got to go. All right? Like, nah, man, you know, you talking to them. They're not talking to us. Or to give you a better example, you know, you work for Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Let's say you work for Pepsi. No Coca-Cola to be drank on this here premise and nothing else like that, man. All right, they talking to the Pepsi employees, but then you got some kind of visitor that's coming on the property and everything else like that for whatever reason he's there for. Let's say a subcontractor, right? Subcontractor coming over there to do some electrical work. Now, can the bosses that work at Pepsi sit there and tell the people, the subcontractors, that they can't drink Coke? That rule don't apply to them, man, because they're not their people, man. So the same thing here, man. The Lord is speaking to his people, man. And you can't just sit there and put something on you as a cloak. You know, I use that as a term of something bad gonna happen. You're gonna get fired or go to jail. But what happens if it's a reward at the end? All right, if you let's say you sign up, you go to the bank. right? You sign up so many people, you get or you online, right? They got affiliate links. You sign X amount of people up, you get money back. Webull or whatever. Hey, use our affiliate link, and then you get free stocks and everything else like that, right? And so you thinking, all right, this is the new plug. I'm about to go tell everybody to go to Webull, and then they gonna get these free stocks. But guess what? You never signed up for the affiliation program, so you're not really in there with that. So yeah, all these people that you telling, hey John, go get that Webull account. There ain't no record that you work for them people, man. So you bringing people in, but you're not in the in club, man. So you don't benefit from the rewards of this, man. You just some niggas outside, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you told everybody that was your dumbass fault for promoting us for so long. And this goes back to, if you old enough to remember these things, there was a point in time where Jake was running around. So before they had those, there was the NBA jackets with all the patches and shit on them. But then there was a point in time where everybody was driving those box Chevys and things like that, right, with the big ass rims on them, right? But they would have the themed cars, man. They would have they would basically look like NASCARs riding around, like how the NASCARs look on the outside, right? They would have like the M&M car, the Sprite car, the Skittles car. You know what I'm saying? They would have all these big name brands on their cars, and they'd be riding around. But see, what Jake didn't understand that they was doing, from Jake to Jake, they was looking cool with it and everything else like that. But hey, from a business perspective, what was really going on? These businesses had these people riding around promoting their brand on their cars for free. Now, granted, there's an actual business behind that where you're like, look, I'll wrap my vehicle into your whatever that you want to advertise, and I'll ride around being a rolling billboard. Businesses pay for shit like that, man. You go look at your city buses, you see advertisement on the side of the city bus. Somebody paid for that, man. All right, but yet Jake can't sit there and be mad like, look, bro, I got an M&M car riding around. M&M better be paying me for every time somebody see the M&M car. Well, wait a minute, you did that on your own. You didn't. We didn't ask you to do all that, so we're not gonna pay you for those things, man. Same way with these folks. Oh, we was out here preaching in your name. We was doing this and doing it. I didn't ask you to do all these things, man. I told my people to do all these things, right? The Israelites. You people didn't put this upon yourself. You want some money back for this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? Or these rappers that's out here promoting all this liquor and alcohol. I always say, I'm like, yo, bro, you ain't never seen no Lamborghini commercial, no Rolls Royce commercial, no Gucci commercial, unless it was like some Gucci perfume or cologne. But you ain't really ever seen no Gucci commercial or no Louis Vuitton commercial advertising the bags and shit like that. But how are these things being promoted, man? How do all you Jakes know about these things, man? You see these rappers walking around and talking and rapping about it. Oh, I'm drinking some 1942. You never seen a Don Julio commercial, but yet y'all all know to go buy some Don Julio. How? Because somebody was advertising. Now, can these rappers, now granted, I don't know if these people actually got endorsement deals with them, but hypothetically, let's say that they don't. And they just like the regular Jake that's out here that's, you got a platform and you speaking on certain things, and then you're actually giving people publicity or promotion. That's why you have some people say, no, we're not going to mention their name. We're not going to say these things because, hey, typically I would get paid to say these things, man. All right, what happens if Drake sit there and mention your neighborhood rapper or something like that? Hey, niggas is finna get on YouTube and search this guy up. Who the fuck is Drake talking about? You see what I'm saying? So that's publicity. But yet at the same time, like, yo, hey, you gotta pay me for this. Well, wait a minute, we didn't contract you to go do all these things, man. So there's a difference in the people that we pay for promotion. Hey, M&M, Skittles, any of these, Coca-Cola, right? And we pay for advertisement and marketing and advertisement, but we just not paying you niggas for that shit because y'all went out there and painted your own car like the Coca-Cola car, and you want us to pay you for it? If you would have came to us and got a contract, yeah, we would have did the deal with you, but you did this shit on your own. That's on you, bro. So, hey, this is what we speaking about, man. You have these Christians that's going out here that's putting things into their own hands, but they're not even doing it. They're not going down the right path for these things, man. They're not looking and identifying who they are in the scriptures. They're not identifying prophecies and things like that. But at the end all be all, they want that reward. They want the reward like as if I done wrapped my car in Coca-Cola and been riding around the whole world, televising it. I put it up on my YouTube channel with a billion subscribers on there. I'm posting on my Twitter, my Instagram with 1 billion subscribers on there. Hey, look at my Coca-Cola car. Hey, bro, y'all got to get this shit. Y'all got to get that shit, blah, blah, blah. Or Jacob the Jeweler, whatever the new jeweler name is. But, like, this nigga didn't pay you for that. He reaping all the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this nigga over here doing all the work. But, hey, bro, we not paying you no commissions for none of this stuff, man. You want to get mad and be like, oh, we've been promoting your brand for so long? Hey, well, let's read that real quick. We're going to get back to this Amos. But just showing this here, hey, that's the Spirit of the Lord right there. Just straight to the page. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Let me just get to the point. Let me just read the whole thing. Verse 1, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all that they looked for. This is the point. And they repenting and groaning for themselves, Salat. For they repented and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and in a proverb of reproach. We fools counted his life madness and his end without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and how is his lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the ways of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shone unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. So at the end all be all, like, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, man? We thought what we was doing was the right way, the proper way. How is he getting rewarded for these things, man? All right, so at the same time, like, look, you done went and wrapped your car, and you know, I'm just using it in these big name companies or whatever, right? You got this let's say you in a street racing, right? And you out there dominating everybody and all the shit that you doing, right? And so let's say, matter of fact, you got a Trackhawk that's, or a Hellcat or some shit like that, right? And it's wrapped in Coca-Cola. Now you out here dominating on the internet with your drag racing and shit like that, right? And so now look, you got billions of views. Everybody watching, everybody know your name. You bigger than Drake out here, right? On the YouTube from your drag racing and everything else like that, right? Normally when you would have that many eyes on you and things like that, you would go down a proper path of getting what they call sponsorship. Before you wrap your car in Coca-Cola, right? You gonna go over there and be like, look, Coke, I'm the shit out here. I got all eyes on me. If y'all want to put y'all brand in front of all my followers, we're gonna have to do a deal to where we get paid off for these things, right? And go to Dodge. Hey man, look, we got the money. We made a racing team. We about to further advertise for the for this Dodge product, man. Cause think about it. You see all these people, like, you know, Dodge got their little bullshit ass commercials that they have, right? There's a guy that be like, if so and so commercials were honest, right? And there's a Dodge one like that. And it's pretty funny, but them Dodge commercials is not really selling them damn cars like that. It's them niggas that's on YouTube doing donuts and sliding them bitches and just doing all kind of rah-rah shit like that, just making people, oh yeah, shit, let me go get one of these. So now they pretty much got that advertisement. But look, had you gone down that path to talk to Dodge, got an endorsement deal with them, so every time, yeah, me and my Trackhawk, Team Trackhawk, you wearing the logos and shit like that, because you would have went to them and got a deal with them, and Coca-Cola and got a deal with them to get your car wrapped in Coca-Cola, you would have made money. But see, yeah, you got these millions and billions of views watching you, and you didn't go down that path, but then you mad at the one guy that's on a commercial, right, and all he does is, or got his Instagram, and he's got a video of him opening up a Coca-Cola and taking a drink, and he's actually getting paid more than you. No matter the amount of money, you ain't getting paid nothing. Let's just say they pay him $1,000, right, for this here deal, and you mad like, wait, he only got 1,000 views, only 1,000 subscribers, only 100 people seen this shit, and they paid him $1,000 for this shit, but yet and still, I got my whole car wrapped in this. I've been doing this for years on end. Everybody know me, Team Coke, Trackhawk, Coke, however you want to name it. I got billions of people that's watching these videos, but yeah, y'all gonna pay this guy $1,000 for 100 people watching his video. But the difference is he made a contract with you, no matter how small or how insignificant it looked to you, right? Hey, this company made a deal with them. So the same thing here with the children of Israel, man. Hey, you may see us as being insignificant on the highways and the byways, or I just see a couple guys out on the sidewalks preaching. They only on YouTube doing their little thing. And what's funny is because, hey, the Men of the Lord had been putting their videos up on YouTube before the pandemic came around. Now you starting to see these churches doing the same thing, right? But they say, how have we erred, and we you know, the path of righteousness have not shined unto us, man, because y'all went about it the wrong way. First of all, you have to understand who the Lord was talking to, man. You went and you put this upon your own self, and this didn't have anything to do with you, man. So now, again, just like the guy who went out and wrapped his car in Coca-Cola and did all these different things, you didn't take the proper precautions or proper steps to get yourself sponsored, man. Coca-Cola or none of these big companies are going to come to you after the fact you already blown up and try to offer you a deal, man. Well, they already got the advertisement at that point. You already did the work for them, so they're not going to come to pay you for these things, man. So, hey, this is the scenario that we're in now, but the Lord always tells you who he's speaking about. So let's go back to the Amos 3:1. It says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. So, hey, you know, he specifically speaks about the children of Israel, right? And then the whole family. So now we can really dig into these here words and everything else like that, but what are we really talking about, man? All right, you're talking about a nation of people, and not just a nation of how we look at nations of people today, because you know, everybody that lives in the United States, that's one nation of people. No, it's just how they call it, a melting pot. There's a bunch of different people over here. In reality, you know, you do have a bunch of different people here, but the majority of the people here is only Jake and Esau, man. All right, you got the northern and the southern kingdom here. All right, you got Esau ruling over top of us. Yeah, you got a couple Moabites and Ammonites sprinkled here and there, Ishmaelites and Hamites here and there, but predominantly, when you could throw a damn rock, right? And 90% of the time, you're going to either hit an Edomite or an Israelite, man. Whether they're from the northern or the southern kingdom. Before you you might have to throw 100 rocks before you hit a damn Moabite. You know what I'm saying? Before you be able to find them, man. Matter of fact, when you go back, when you was growing up going to school, and you in them classrooms, right? Wasn't really a weird thing. And even where I grew up in Atlanta, where the population there is predominantly all so-called Negroes out there, right? Growing up in school out there, man, predominantly it was like, you would see all your class full of Jakes, Southern Kingdom Jakes, Judites and stuff like that. You would have a couple Edomites in the class and everything else like that, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be very rare that you had that one little foreign, what they call FES, foreign exchange student, right? You have that one Moabite kid in the class and everything else like that, man. Hey, man, just look around you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. But nevertheless, hey, man, this, the Lord had, how do I say, had this set up to his people, man, which is a bloodline of people, man. An actual, when they say all these certain things, like Esau be talking about some of the secret bloodlines that rule the earth. Hey, that's how the Lord speak, man. Because when you go into the scriptures, they talk about, hey, so-and-so begot so-and-so, so-and-so begot so-and-so, or the son of so-and-so, and the son of this person and that person, going through and showing you bloodlines of people, man. All right, and the nations are based off of these things. These people, you got the Hamites, the Shemites, and the Japhites, right? These all come from bloodlines of people. The Shemites come from a bloodline of Shem, right? The Israelites come from the bloodline of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So, hey, the Judites, all right, they have a bloodline that come from Judah, which was a son of Jacob, right? So, they're Israelites, but this is their bloodline, man. All right, these are the groups of people. So when the Lord said only you out of all the families of the earth, out of all the bloodlines of the earth, the Lord only knew the Israelites. And then who is the Israelites? Well, the people that the Lord pulled up out of the land of Egypt, right? And that's just in that one particular instance that he's describing it that way. But then, hey, you can also say, like the scriptures speak about the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Who fits those prophecies, man? Those are going to be, and we come out here and we tell you about these things. Those are the Lord's people, the ones that fit that description and that prophecy, man. All right, so if I was to say, hey, look, here in America, right? Who's ruling America? You don't know nothing about white folk, black folk, none of that shit. You just came to America, right, for the first time. And you ask, well, who rules America? Hey, all you got to do is look at the people on the money. So if I look at the people on the money, and I'm looking at the characteristics of these people that's on the money and everything else like that, I can say, okay, well, these are the characteristics. This is what his hair look like, lips look like, eyes look like, skin look like. Now, if I go around walking around through a crowded mall or something, and I'm looking for the group of people that run the earth, I can look at the description that I was given and try to go match this up with the rest of the people, try to figure those things out. Same with the scriptures. They give us descriptions of the Lord's people and the curses that would be upon them and the things that they would be going through. Not just the Lord's people, but these other nations as well, too. So we don't just know who we are, all right? Because it's one thing to, like, so how do I put it? Sometimes you got to know the compare and contrast. You got to know the contrast to help you solidify what you're comparing to, right? So, for instance, my father used to always say, hey, look, if every day was a good day, you would never have a good day, right? Because you got to have bad days to be able to measure that good day up to, right? Hey, you wouldn't understand, like, go back to Noah and them. They never had a concept of a rainy day because they had never rained before. So they didn't really have a concept of a sunny day at that point in time. They were like, motherfucker, every day is like this. What do you mean it's a sunny day? What do you mean it's because now, you know what I'm saying, you have a compare and contrast. It's sunny outside or it's raining outside. You know what I'm saying? Or like, let's just say it's snowing or some shit like that. But you have things to compare these things to, man. All right? So, hey, this is, when you go through the scriptures, you see not just who the children of Israel are based off of the prophecies. You can also see who these other nations are based off of the prophecies. So this is why prophecy is so important. But not just that. We're at a point in time where we're at the very end. People are asking questions. And the thing is to be able to, well, the scriptures say, measure the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I told you before, then thou shalt understand that it's the very same time that the Most High spake of, roughly paraphrasing. So we can measure the times based off of what? The visions, which are the what? The prophecies, man. So again, going back to these so-called Christians in these churches and things, and they all kind of bugging out and everything. They don't have a real vision. They don't understand where these things are really going at, man. All right? It's just like, hell, like the Undertaker, right? Just giving an analogy. Back in the days, you used to have the Undertaker, right? The Undertaker, it would always happen like this. Like, let's say the Undertaker was going to win a match, right? Before he was to win a match, he's out there getting his ass beat, right? He get his ass beat. The other person will do some type of move on him that's going to lay him out in the middle of the ring. Boom, cold cocked his ass, and he just flat out. But that set him up for that what? That rise up. Once he rise up, he gets up, and he puts you in his finishing move, and that's it. But he has to have that setup first for things come in the past. Same with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan had a move like that as well too, where the guy would beat his ass, basically got him down in the corner, punching him in the head and everything. He's always end up in a little, like a headlock where he getting punched in the head, and he's does a little Hulkamania thing, gets up, start rattling on. He has to have that setup first, man. All right, so we can see how these things. Yeah, well, hey, look, in order for you to see Hulk Hogan do the Hulkamania or whatever, and do that leg drop that he do, or the Undertaker to do the rise up and put you in the tombstone, whatever the tombstone, what the shit called, pile driver or whatever. For he put you into that, he got to be knocked down first, man. He got to go through that uncomfortable scenery where you see, oh, the Undertaker, I thought he was gonna win, he's getting knocked out. That's where we at right now, right? The Christians are like, oh, you said the Undertaker was gonna win. Why the fuck is he knocked out? What's going on? Yeah, but you don't have the vision. You don't understand the Undertaker. This is like you watching the Undertaker for the first time, like, oh, he'll be all right. Any kid that watched the Undertaker growing up, whenever you seen him out there, oh, he'll be all right. This is how all the matches go. He's not really about to lose this here match. When an Undertaker loses a match, it's unexpected. It's never the fact that he get hit with this one big ass move in the middle of the ring, right? You've never really seen another wrestler hit the Undertaker with a special move and just knock this nigga out in the ring like that, and then now the nigga just lost his match. He got to get caught up in some kind of sneak move for you to get him, because part of his character, right, is that little rise up. Oh, how did he get out of the sweet chin music? He just got the shit kicked out of him, but he got back up. He just got stone cold stunned, and then he lifted back up. You see what I'm saying? Hey, he never lost like that, man. But this is the same way we explain to you. If you understand the Undertaker, if you understand how he goes, if you understand the vision of his character, how his character is written, you understand that, hey, look, yeah, you just seen him get hit with the special move, but don't fret that. That's setting him up to go do his little thing so he can come back up and then get this here win, become the so-called savior of this here match. Same thing now, as you see in Babylon the Great starting to fall, hey, this is all good for us, man, because we understand Jacob versus Esau, right? We understand that Esau is in rulership and got Jacob in captivity, and that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Esau has to, he has to fall for us to rise up. So, hey, we understand these things, man. All right, going back to this Amos 3 and 1, it says, hear this word that Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying. So again, further directing these people to who the Lord is speaking to, right? Hey, you know, the Lord didn't bring out all nations, whoever will believe on him, out of Egypt. You know, this is speaking on that. You didn't have no Egyptians that believed on the Lord, even if they did believe on the Lord, right? Let's just say that they hypothetically said that they chose to believe on the Lord, right? Let's just say hypothetically. Again, let's go back to the Walmart scenario, right? You got the guy in Target versus the guy in Walmart. Let's just say, hey, wait, fuck it. Let's just say you at Walmart, and some nigga want to walk up in there with a Walmart vest that the nigga bought and everything else like that, and then he trying to get some of the perks that the Walmart employees get. Like, look, I don't give a damn how you try to dress this shit up, bro. You can't get paid because you didn't walked in with your Walmart vest on and you standing at the door telling some welcome to Walmart. You can do that and put in the work all you want, but guess what? We don't have you in the system. We don't know who you are. You don't have a clock in number to be able to track your payments. The fuck we even know you was even here? Like, you put this on yourself. All of our employees, they had to go through this strenuous application, training. They got put into the system. They got a little clock in number and everything else. Nigga, you just showed up and put this vest on. You put this on yourself. I didn't bring you in and say, hey, we're gonna hire you, set up a date, put you in orientation, invest into these things. I didn't send you off for a drug test and then got your you know, all these different things. I didn't ask you about it. Got your direct deposit number where we're gonna send a check to. Nigga, we didn't sign you up for this. So how the fuck you gonna just show up, put this on yourself, and declare that this is who you are? You see, now I was here for 40 hours this here whole week. I did the work. I was over there stocking the shelves. I was doing this. I was doing. Hey, you might know how to operate some of this stuff, but you never got signed up for this. So that's on you. All right. So, hey, going back to the children of Israel that the Lord brought up out of the land of Israel, the whole family, those was all one race of people, man. The Lord is like, look, man, hey, y'all Egyptians, these are the Israelites. We pulling the Israelites up out of there, man. There was no Moabites that was delivered out of that scenario, man. There was no, well, you could say the Hamites as well, too, because that's going into the Egyptians. But there was no Hamites that was pulled up out of there, no Moabites, no Ammonites, no Ishmaelites that was pulled up out of there and was saved and delivered. They don't have no stories about that. Oh, when the Lord delivered the Ishmaelites out of Egypt from the Pharaoh. No, nigga, they had only one group of people that was, I ain't going to say they only had one group. I don't know who all they had in captivity at that point, but the Lord only delivered one group of people, man. The Israelites, man. All right, so, hey, this is how the Lord is dealing with people directly, man. It's not who decides to go to Walmart and put a Walmart vest on and say, welcome to Walmart. Yeah, you might have put in the work. You may appear to be one of these people that work here, but when we go to the system, let's go in the back. Let's go check your time card. Oh, you don't have no hours logged on the time clock. How the hell are we going to pay you? We don't even know you exist. We see you here, but you're not a part of us, man. When we go and do a deep dive into these here things, we're gonna try to go pull up your records. You have no records with us, man. How do you expect to get paid, man? All right. So going back to Amos 3:1, it says, "Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I have brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, only you, or you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities." So, and speaking of only you have I known of all the families of the earth, right? Now, there's a difference between, you go to work, your boss lady or whatever. Let's say your boss at the job is a woman, right? Or for you women, you go to work and the boss is a man, right? Let's say you go to work and Miss Cindy is the boss lady. Let's say you married, right? And then you got Miss Cindy is your boss lady. Yeah, you go to work every day for 5-10 years. You see Miss Cindy there, whatever. You may know about her husband. You may know her husband's name, their kid's name, what school she went to, her parents' name, kind of car she drive, what neighborhood she live in, and everything else like that. But guess what? You still don't know that woman like you know your own wife. You don't know what turns that woman on, what don't turn that woman on. You don't know where her sweet spot is at. You don't really know her like that, man. You don't know her body like that, man. You don't know her intimately like that, man. All right, and you may say that you know certain people. They have a saying in the world like that. You may think you know somebody until you move in with that somebody, man. And how much more, you may think that you know somebody until you actually start sleeping with that somebody, man. Start seeing the other side of them. So the same way, you can so-called people with these churches, these Christians, they may know the Lord. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of, yeah, I know Miss Sylvia at the job or whatever. I don't really know her like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know what she got between her legs. I ain't never really been down there. I don't really know, you know what I'm saying, what's really good down in there, whatever she got going. I don't really know her like that. Even non-sexually, like certain things she may or may not tell you at the job. I've been at jobs before where, people, hell, the jobs I got now, but people don't know so much about you and what you do on the weekends and everything else like that. They don't really know you like that. But they may, oh yeah, I know Dave. Me and Dave been working together for so long, and we doing this and that. But then on the weekend, they're like, "What are you doing this weekend, Dave?" "Oh no, I'm busy. I'm doing X, Y, and Z." The whole time I'm out here preaching, they don't have any idea about these things, man. May or may not know about religious beliefs. Because, hey, man, I'm at work. I'm here to do my job. Y'all Edomites anyway, so I'm not finna be preaching. What the fuck I'm preaching to y'all for anyway, right? But they don't really, and they may think, oh, Dave is cool, and Dave is cool around us Edomites and everything. But then not realize, like, oh, you preach about this? See, they don't really know you like they think that they know you, man. All right, so the same way with the Lord. The Lord's like, nah, I know y'all like that because how a parent know their child. I know my child better than everybody. I know my child. He ain't gonna eat that. He ain't gonna like that. He gonna be picky over this. This is the shit that he do. All right, I know you. You always gonna do this here type of shit. That's my child. I know my child, man. Or a husband to a wife, or a wife to a husband. Yeah, I know my husband. I know how my husband get that. It's time to go. He got that look in his eyes. Yeah, I shouldn't. It's time to go. Or the husband to his wife. Yeah, here she go with that bullshit again. Let's go on. Let's get on down the block type scenario, right? So, hey, the Lord don't really know these people, like these people, or the people who don't know the Lord like that, and the Lord don't really know these people like that, man. Because to know those people is like, look, it's just like you at the daycare, you a woman at the daycare, you watching these little kids and everything, you've been raising these kids up, the teachers and everything else like that, but yet you don't know that child like you know your own child. You know your own child a different type of way than you know the kids at school that you spend all this time with. You might spend more time with the kids at school than you do with your own child, but you know your child a lot more different than you know these other people, man. You provide for them. I know what it's like to take care of my child, what they eat, and take them school shopping, and what they got to do, what they're allergic to, and everything. Now, my kid ain't going to go for the day, and it's not going to work out with them like that. But then you go to these schools, like, well, I only know little Timmy between these hours and this here confine what is dealing with school and education. He's not going to want to color inside of this and that. He ain't going to be able to sit here and be quiet. But I don't really know what kind of cartoons this nigga like. I don't really know what cereals he like and what he don't like, what he like, because I ain't got to do all that, man. So this is like the Lord knowing his children, just like how you may know somebody else's child, but you don't really know that child like that, man. Well, like, you know your child, man. All right, so, hey, this is what the Lord is saying, man. All right, only you have I known of all the families of the earth. Yeah, the Lord created all these other nations that's on the earth, but he only really knows and really deals with one person like that, man. All right, you ask some of these Jake men, right? You Israelite men, about a lot of these women that you just so happen to just be sleeping with here and there. You may not really know nothing about these women like that, but then you have your one old lady or whatever. Like, nah, I really know what she like, what she don't like, what's gonna piss off, what's not gonna piss off, how she been, her upbringing, and all these different things. But it's just some other woman you just met at the club or some shit like that. Not saying that you should be in a club or anything, but giving this here analogy because we've all been there before. You just slept with some chick. You don't really know nothing about that chick, man. You don't know if she got kids, she don't got kids, what she been through, what she hadn't been through. You might not even know her first name or her last name for that matter, or where she stay. It's just one of those little things, right? So hey, this is the same thing the Lord is saying, man. Only you have I known, man. I only know you out of all these other nations. Hey, I took care of you. Yeah, I created all the other nations, but I'm only really. Hey, I know what kind of music you like. You know, I'm using this as an analogy of a man with his woman versus a man with a side piece, man. I know what kind of music you like, what kind of food you into, what make you tick, what make you not tick, your favorite characters on TV type of shit. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about the holidays and so on and so forth. I didn't know that this here woman over here didn't like this or didn't like that. I didn't really give a damn what she had going on. I ain't never took this chick out to eat to know what she liked to eat and what she don't like to eat, what she allergic to, what she not allergic to. I didn't even know this bitch was a vegan. I ain't never even went out to eat. I never even ate around this woman. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you may know that woman, but you don't really know that woman, like how the Lord is saying, only you have I known of all the families of the earth, man. All right? Jumping down to verse, the point I wanted to grab was verse 7. It says, surely Yahweh power will do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Now, we were going into the fact of, these prophecies again and why they're so important. The Lord is revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets, man, for us to be able to measure the time diligently, man, to give us also a faith booster, because we will be destroyed out here, man. Look at these goddamn Christians out here we just opened up with, man, and the rest of these people in the world and how they're feeling and their beliefs. They're through, all right. And I have I believe that in the future, man, in the near future, you're gonna start seeing a lot of these so-called Christians starting to off themselves, man, or just losing their faith into what they believe. It don't really matter what the hell they believe in, but they're gonna lose their faith in all of these things, man. All this is about to start crumbling down upon them, based off of. Matter of fact, where is that? Yeah, let me grab this in Isaiah. Was that Isaiah 30? I think it is, in verse like 12. Okay, Isaiah 30, and the point is, I guess I can read from there, but let me start here and then just read down. It says, I guess I got to read all this to make the point I'm trying to make. All right, but going back to was reading in Wisdom of Solomon 5. How we erred into these things, man. They're gonna get to this at a certain point where, like I said, a lot of these people are gonna wind up offing themselves once this truth. They wake up to this here truth. Now I'm gonna read this. This is what Israel is saying, but we're talking about in more of these Christians and this here prophecy and things like that. But there's gonna be a point at the end of reading all of this where they wake up to all this here madness, and it's too much for them to grasp. All right, so Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Would say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Right? So, of our people, they don't want the prophets to tell them the truth. They want to hear lies, man. All right? Because they want to keep going on in their wickedness, right? It says, verse 11, get you out of the way, turn out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye have despised this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and to stay thereon. All right. Therefore, this iniquity shall be unto you. So this is the point I wanted to grab, right? So you want to believe into these lies and these things like that, man. Now, this is speaking to our people who want to constantly keep hearing lies and being in that comfort and safety zone. They want to just keep telling them shit that's going to make them feel good about things. But now, 2/3 of our people are going to wake up the rough way to these things as well, too, when they find out, like, oh, shit, I've been comforted. You know, it's just like the nigga woman, man. I seen a video about this the other day, man, and just the look in her face, it was so glorious to see. But you had a nigga woman right now, and this ain't had shit to do with the police, right? Nah, I ain't even going to say that. I was going to say, I was going to say some other shit, but this ain't had shit to do with the police, right? And I believe that this was in Atlanta. And again, like I said, in Atlanta, damn near everybody out there is so-called black folks. So it wasn't like a so-called racist thing or nothing else like that. But you had these two Jakes. They was all Jakes. Everybody was involved. But a man and a woman that was in a park after dark, whatever the fuck it was. They had some kind of law. The police pulled up on them, long story short, was giving them a ticket, right, for being in the park. The lady, right, this Jake woman, right, want to be just acting like how most nigga women want to be acting. Now, I got authority. You can't tell me to do shit. I run this. I run that. You better not. You know how women like to have where they always in authority. They got to be all masculine and boastful and everything else. You telling the police what the fuck he finna do and what you not finna do. Oh, I'm finna go do this. I'm finna go do that. No, what's your badge number? What's your first name? He calmly gives her the badge number, gives her his name and everything else like that. And she's trying to intimidate him, pulling out her phone, walked off from him. Now, every male Jake know, boy, you better not ever walk away from no police officer. They got you, stopped somewhere. You start walking off, especially to go to a car and reach in there for something. Yeah, you asking for the goddamn, execution squad. But she went over, got in her car, grabbed her phone, want to start recording this dude and everything else like that as if he in the wrong. And he told her, like, yo, y'all trespassing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to go. He calm with it, too. Right? And it wasn't, he just doing his job at this point. Hey, y'all can't be out here. Then the dude she with is just like, yeah, all right, let's kind of go. But see, the woman, she got to usurp authority over her own man and over another man and over the police all at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, nah, you can't tell me this, you can't tell me that. And he was like, all right, well, look, if you don't want to comply with this, then you're going to go to jail. I ain't complying. I ain't doing this. I wish he would. I ain't doing this. I ain't complying, blah, blah, blah. Okay, at the end all be all, since, all right, if that's the path you want to take, you don't want to comply, then I'm going to go ahead and have to arrest you. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. As he started grabbing for her wrist to put her hands behind her back, instantly hit that factory reset button. Let's let this madness go past real quick. Now, instantly, as he started grabbing her up, and she realized that he wasn't playing, and she was actually getting arrested. You can see it in her face, the factory reset button. She went from being all masculine and y'all wish a nigga would type scenario. Oh my gosh, somebody help me type. Faces was all shocked that the police would dare put her in handcuffs. The fact that she was going to jail. The police told her multiple times, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you gonna go to jail. She didn't believe him because she thought that, hey, I wish the nigga would. I'm gonna pull out my phone and it's gonna put him back into subjection. I wish the nigga would. It's gonna put it back into subjection. But then all of a sudden, that came through as a breach. All of her mindset, all that lies that she had built up, those walls, came down as a breach. All in one moment, 1 second, everything she had believed all came to naught. And so now she's all shocked, feeling like, hey, I'm about to, what's going on, man? She's now in shock, realizing that, hey, look, all these lies that I believed beforehand, that I built up as my own protection is now falling down, and I don't have no real hedge now. So, hey, at this point in time, like I said, the look in her face was just, it was such a glorious thing. Just all that bullshit, all those lies. First she was all, I wish a nigga would type, I wish a nigga would. Then all of a sudden, he started grabbing for her arm to put her behind her back and getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? And telling her, man, and she's looking, oh, you gonna defend me? Nah, because he not trying to get shot. He wise out here, man. Oh, somebody help. Then guess what she had the nerve to say? In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. Boy, I had to watch that video 1,000 times over with the popcorn and everything, man. The shit was just glorious, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I tell you all of that to tell you this, because this is the same scenario that these people are going to be in, man. These Christians that believed all these here lies. Oh, because I believed in the Lord, this and that, he going to protect me and everything. And there's another thing they have, the pre-tribulation rapture theory that they have. They're going to be, the church, is going to be raptured up out of here before any of this here wickedness. I was watching a video on that the other day, too. They were talking about all this stuff. Oh, but praise God, we're not going to see none of this stuff. We're just so happy. We're going to be gone before all these things. But before the Antichrist comes, the Lord has to take the church out of here. The church cannot be here when the Antichrist and all this wickedness going on. See, you motherfuckers is going to be the same as this so-called nigga woman at that point in time. You believe these lies the whole time. You didn't want to hear the truth. You want to be prophesied until you smooth things. You want to be told all this comforting things, but when reality hit, right? Just like with this here woman, yeah, you can get locked up. Yeah, you can go to jail just because you a woman and a black woman, and ain't no black man ever told you, you ain't my daddy. No black man ever told you to do shit. Ain't no man, period, let alone a black man, was going to tell you what the hell you was going to do today. And you don't give a damn who they were. But as soon as he was like, all right, you going under arrest and everything, she started realizing, oh, yeah, bitch, this shit get real, right? And you going to jail and you start screaming out for Jesus. Jesus ain't showing up for your ass, man. Just like the white man that you believe, this nigga's not showing up for you, man. All right, and you gonna be in jail. All right, you better hope that this nigga that you with come and bail your ass the fuck up out of jail. Right, and when you go to the court, what you gonna tell the damn officer? They got you on body cam. What the fuck you gonna? Oh, he mistreated me. He did me this way. He did me that way, and so on and so forth. But like, look, lady, if anything, hey, I don't ever agree with the police and doing none of the shit that they did. And in this case, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I see a little bit of shit that the police did wrong, but that's my biasness against the police. I don't really fuck with them like that, but my biasness against the police, hey, bro, you supposed to treat this wild beast like a real wild beast. But I get it. He trying to cover his tracks. He didn't want to be on there so-called abusing women and being taking his power too far. This was a Jake cop, so I mean, if it was an Edomite cop, man, they know the treatment they normally give us and everything else like that. They should all been tased and everything else like that. You know, that's my only quarrel with them. Like, nah, y'all should have kept that same energy. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. It was a male Jake cop. He wasn't really trying to lose his job. He was just doing his job. She made him. He was like, bitch, I ain't even trying to take your ass to jail. Just fucking do what I'm telling you to do, and we good. But you want to be acting like this, you going to find out the hard way, right? That came in like a great breach. Now, the same thing with these people in these churches, right? They believe on this pre-tribulation rapture that they're going to be up out of here before all these things come to pass. They're not going to see any of these things, man. They're not going to see wickedness. They're not going to see all these things. But guess what? As they're telling themselves these lies, like this woman telling her, you can't tell me this, you can't tell me that. But as the reality is starting to hit this woman, right, and she's starting to see that this man is putting my arm behind my back and pulling out the cuffs, he's talking about I'm going to jail. That's when that reality is starting to hit. These people who think about this pre-tribulation rapture, as they're starting to look around themselves and see, like, wait a minute, all this fuck shit is going on around the earth, the pandemic, all this stuff, the wars and stuff. Bro, all this shit is popping off while I'm still here. I thought I would have been gone by now. Now, one or two things is going on. One, either A, I'm not part of the Lord's chosen church and these people because I'm still here. Maybe I missed the rapture. Or, well, that can't be quite true because I don't think I've seen anybody get raptured yet. So is the Lord really coming back to rapture us? Now, the whole time I done put my trust in the Lord, and he ain't showing up. Everything that they told me about the Lord, he ain't showed up yet. So this is that breach that's starting to come in, man. These people are starting to feel a certain type of way. Let's finish this off. It says, let me go back up to verse 12. Wherefore, man, I might have to, let me start back up at 9. I'm going to read through it really quick. All right, just to give you the understanding. They believe these lies for so much, right? But now, as reality starting to sit in, all right, this is why it's important to go into the prophecies. The prophecies, they say, eat without fondness, eat this here roll, you know, and it was in my mouth, you know, it was sweet in my mouth, but then ultimately it was bitter into the belly. It sounded good at first, but when you read the fine print of it, it's not so good. But these people, we could have read that. We was holding. Let's see if we still got it. Let me read this real quick in Amos. Come on, man. This is Amos 5 and 18. Amos 5 and 18 says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. So, hey, going into this here topic, man, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, like these so-called fake Christians. Oh, we can't wait till the Lord comes back. This is going to be glorious. I was watching, what's that lady named? Dina Calvin or whatever her name is. You know, they have Christian backgrounds and stuff like that. But the news that they be putting out be decent news. But that Christianity shit, like I said, they was, oh, we're not going to be there. They was so joyful about all these things. I'm like, yo, but this is that Crowley Christianity. Not to get too far off topic. They just want you to believe, just do as thou wilt, man. So I call it Crowley Christianity. Because what would Aleister Crowley say? Do as thou wilt. Do whatever you want to go and do. You know, when you're on your deathbed, just, in the name of Jesus, we all saved type shit. But do all that you want to go do, what that set you up for, doing all the wickedness because you think that, hey, when shit hit the fan, I'm not going to be here anyway. The Lord going to come get me just because I chose to make the Lord my Lord and Savior. I gave my life to the Lord, walked down the aisle at church one Sunday and say, yes, I accept the Lord as my Lord and Savior in the name of Jesus. And now we all saved, so I can just run rampant out here. I can do whatever I want to go and do. But whenever the shit start hitting the fan, I'm going to have somebody to come in and protect me. Just like this nigga woman was thinking, oh, I'm a nigga woman. First of all, I'm a woman, let alone a nigga woman. I wish somebody would try me. I'm going to go ahead and scream. And even though I talk shit to my man, if I scream while the police is doing some shit, my man going to jump in and take a bullet for me. And then when they see us getting beat up by the police, everybody else going to jump up and defend me. So I ain't even got to worry about this. I know this nigga is not dumb enough to try to put me in handcuffs and take me to jail. Me go to jail? I'm a nigga woman. I'm never going to jail. Soon as that nigga put you in handcuffs, factory reset, you realize, hey, we have erred in our past, man. The Son of Righteousness have not risen unto us, as, you know, Wisdom of Solomon 5, roughly paraphrasing, says, man. This is that same wickedness that they're going to wake up to, man, and it's going to drive them nuts. That's why I say, yeah, I believe, you know, sooner or later, a lot of these Christians are going to start waking up to this here BS that, you know, hey, you see some of the churches now trying to save face because a lot of these Christians in these churches started leaving these churches as the words that the Israelites was getting out and people started to ask certain questions and the pastors didn't have answers to them and they was feeling unfulfilled, unfed. So, and now they start leaving the church. But now the pastors have to start touching on certain topics to keep the interest of the people. But they keep it under that 501c3 banter, all right, until what they can and can't speak about. But then you're going to have people asking questions. And when they ask these questions, they're going to want real answers, man. All right, because they've been eating the lies and the foolishness, the smooth things for so long, but they can't, again, it's like the pre-rapture, pre-tribulation rapture. They've been eating this bullshit for so long, but it's going to come to a point in time where if they have the mindset of some kind of wisdom, they realize, like talking about the times of the tribulation, bro, we've seen a lot of trials and tribulations right now. I didn't think we would have been here to see this type of shit. This shit getting wild out here, man. And then when it started going, oh yeah, we in World War III right now. What the fuck, World War III? Gog and Magog finna pull up. Bro, we still here. What the fuck going on? We at the end. That's when they're gonna be like, oh shit, hey, it ain't looking good for us, right? So, hey, but on the flip side, for you Israelites who's waking up to being Israelites, you see the same thing, but in the opposite. You see but they got the whole band coming. But what you see going on is, hey, yeah, Jake is waking up. Esau's coming further down on Jake, the famine of the word. But then the Lord is putting he's planting little seeds of faith inside of your life, man, from certain things here and there. When things go bad, hey, I got your back, son. I got your back. I'm going to deliver you. What is that, Job 5? When, like 12? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got your back in this. I got your back in that. Man, let's read it. Let me finish this. Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into his house and leaned his hand on a wall and a serpent bit him, right? So, hey, it's going to be problem after problem after problem after problem, man. You're going to be running from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Let me show you a couple reasons and ways that this is going to, let's say for the elect, right? As the elect is going through all these things, matter of fact, we got to read this first. Job 5. And I dropped that other precept. No, I didn't. I still got it. So, Job 5:12, I think. No, not 5:12. 5:19. 5:19. Job 5:19 says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So the Lord is going to deliver us through these things, right? You're going to be here in 6 different woes, but the 7th, the Lord is going to take you up out of there, right? So, again, going into what we just read in Amos, all right, as if you did flee from a bear, how does it say? Amos 5:19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went to a house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So going into, I call that final destination scripture, man. You think you've escaped death over here, but then death came and got you over here. You ducked that one, and then all of a sudden, you got hit with that. Where's that? It was one of them scenes where I think it was like a house fire or some shit. The nigga got caught in a house fire in this high-rise apartment, and he think he finna die that way, and he's stuck. And finally, at the last second, he get out. Like, ooh, he escaped death. You thought he was gonna die that way. He's going down the fire escape and everything else like that, and all of a sudden he's slipping. He fall off the fire escape. You think he finna die off for that shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, he didn't die. Then all of a sudden the fire escape fall all the way down, and whoo, stop right here in front of his eye. You thought he was gonna die that way, and then now all of a sudden he get up. He's walking over to the side or some shit, and I don't know how it all goes out, but hypothetically, the EMS pull up, about to take him to the damn the hospital or some shit. Now he on the way to the hospital and everything else like that to get saved, and then let's just say hypothetically, they put too much oxygen or something in him. He wound up dying or whatever. The ambulance get into a car accident. He wound up dying. Nigga, you made it through all that to die this way? No, that's the way you was gonna die. The Lord just tortured your ass, man. So hey, you gonna go from bad to worse, right? But going back to what we were reading in Job. They don't understand how you're going to have one after another calamity. You're going to be in all these things, man. Well, everybody going to be in all these things. But speaking from the elect's sake, they're going to be through all these things. The only thing that they are going to be taken up out of is when those nukes start raining down, man. That's when the Lord say, hey, he's going to say, come up hither to his elect. He's going to gather the elect from the 4 winds. All right, he's going to deliver them up. That's, Jeremiah 16 goes into that as far as they're not going to speak about the deliverance from out of Egypt, but they're going to talk about how the Lord delivered the children of Israel up out of the land of the north. That's going to be a glorious story about those that, like in layman's terms, right? Those that survived the thermonuclear destruction of America, man. Because they're going to talk about that for generations on end, man. Hey, we still talk about Hiroshima getting hit, right? And they got hit with, like, let's say, a fucking M80 comparably to a goddamn nuclear bomb. You see what I'm saying? That's the comparison of what we got now to comparably to what they got hit with. Right, so it's 100 times way worse, thousands of times way worse than what the hell they got hit with. And we talk about them. So how much more when, and Japan didn't get destroyed off of that, man. Now how much more when from coast to coast, east coast to the west coast, all of America get destroyed off of these thermonuclear, and then the whole earth is going to vibrate off of these things, man. So in the same sense, people are going to talk about those things, but not just that. They're going to have the chariots that's over top that's going to be beaming up people, man, the elect, man. So they're going to be like, oh, these were the people that survived. They came up out of Babylon. Y'all was in Babylon? Y'all, the only survivors they're gonna talk about. Y'all was living in Babylon. Well, how did y'all survive, right? You only have two classifications of people that survive: the elect of Israel, right? They're gonna be redeemed up out of Babylon the Great, all right, and the elect of Esau, man. All right, yeah, the elect Esau's elect is gonna be delivered up out of Babylon as well too, but they're gonna be delivered from one thing to another thing. Like we was reading in Amos 5, they're gonna think they got away from a bear, and then the goddamn lion gonna catch their ass, right? So hey, they only being delivered, as the scriptures say, how the men of the Lord gonna go into these caves and the dens of the earth and pull them out with fetters of chain, the kings and the fetters of chains and things like that. So, but they're not gonna have a glorious story. They're like, oh, they survived. Like, bitch, you survived thermonuclear warfare just to go into captivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good story. You know, think back to the slaves. You had, well, they all went into captivity. You know, they was all set aside for captivity. But there was some jakes that jumped off the boat, that died on the way over, right? They you know what I'm saying? Like, they had it bad. They didn't have it as bad as the ones that survived and made it to the other side. They're like, motherfucker, I wish I would have rather had died under transportation than getting over there and everything, even though you still was going to go through it. But from that perspective, man, all right, those that so-called, the elect of Esau, that so-called make it, they just going to be the first fruits going into captivity. It's going to be way worse on them than the ones that wind up dying, because they're going to remember what it was like being up on top. They was going to remember what it was like looking down on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and just thinking of you as a scum between their toes or whatever, right? Now to having to serve you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Yes, my lord. They're going to remember. That's going to be way worse than somebody just being born into the kingdom, right? And it's like, oh, fuck, we just born slaves. I guess it is what it is, right? You know, when you're born into some shit like that, it don't really hit you as hard as a motherfucker that went into some shit like that, man. Right? So, hey, you know, this is going to be that so-called wake-up call for these elites, man. All right? But let's go back to that Job 5:19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no trouble touch thee. And famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So, hey, the elect is going to be going through all these things, man. This is what these Christians don't understand versus us, man. See, we're comforted into these things. Yeah, the Lord said, hey, you're going to go through a lot of fuck shit. It's going to be a dark path. But guess what? I'm going to be there to pull you up out of that motherfucker, man. It's going to suck, but I'm going to be there to pull you up out of there, man. Right? As you going through it, I'm going to pull you up out of the last straw. When you, hey, I can't take this shit no more. Now they about to come out with nukes. I can't take this shit no more. But the thing that's in the back of our mind is, oh no, the Lord didn't send us here to die. The Lord sent us here to glorify his name. He going to get glory from saving and delivering us. Right? We out here on the highways and the byways, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number that. We out here on the highways and the byways declaring his name. All right? Spreading forth his will and his word. All right? And then people will say, hey, look, those same people that was out there doing, he commissioned them to go forth to blow the trumpet before his coming. Now he just sent his son. His son came and he redeemed them up out of there. And they going to talk about that, man. Hey, yeah. That was a cold setup he had. Hey, he put the spirit on them before he even showed up. And they was over here calling out his name and prophesying about him. Then he showed up and delivered them about her. Man, that's why he's the Almighty. You see what I'm saying? So this is going to be the point in time where we're coming into, man. But you know what happens with the elect, the hopeful elect? Their faith is being built up by that. Yeah, we're going to have to go through this fuck shit, but the Lord said he's going to come get us out of the last thing, right? Now compare that to these so-called Christians. What do they have? Oh, we got the pre-tribulation rapture. We're going to be gone before any of these things. But then now as the reality is sitting in, like, fuck, we seeing all this here stuff going on around us. You know what I'm saying? So let's play it out in real life. See, we understood about this beforehand, right? Built up in the faith before the pandemic hit. But then when the pandemic hit, you know, we all have testimonies of these same things, man. There's a toilet paper shortage, grocery stores all getting empty and everything else like that. But hey, people all panicking and all kind of crazy things. But guess what? You know, and I can speak for myself. I was complaining a little bit because I'm like, man, I want some vacation time. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, these niggas is all sitting at home not doing nothing. I want to go and sit at home and do nothing as well too. But not realizing the Lord had blessed me the whole time. Like, hey, you're not going to miss a paycheck throughout all of this, man. I'm going to continue you getting paid and everything else like that. Yeah, you don't have time to go to the grocery store to go get you your necessities, your food and everything else like that. But I'm not going to have you pay for that no way, man. I'm about to have your enemies give you all this here stuff, man. So, in a sense like that, we weren't panicking. You know, we're in the grocery stores buying up whatever we wanted to buy up, doing our thing and everything. We wasn't bothered by those things because we knew ultimately the Lord was in control of all these things, man. The Lord told us about all these things, that these things is coming. Jacob's trouble, the actual famine of bread is actually coming, man. You know, 2nd Ezra 15, spoiling each other's goods for the lack of bread. We know that all these things is coming, but we know that, what, the Lord said he will deliver them up out of the same thing. At famine, thou shalt laugh at him, man. And these niggas over here fighting over the last little bit of this and the last little bit of that. Meanwhile, I'm over here either A, stacked up on food, I'm over here eating good, or B, I ain't even got no food, but still eating good. Motherfuckers invite me over to eat every damn night. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm good, man. I ain't really worried about this. But then you have these Christians that have this mindset in their mind. Oh, what's going on? There's a tribulation coming now. My whole life I've been told about we ain't have to worry about this. I just was living happy, go lucky, and this. There's one thing about the spirit of them people. They always so-called happy-go-lucky because in the back of their mind, they truly believe. We're not gonna see no like. Look, imagine a person, right? That's like so super rich, know that they can bottle all. Well, I don't really give a damn if I ever get pulled over. Then I can just buy my way out, buy my way out, buy my way out. But then when that shit don't really work out no more, like we don't give a damn who you are and what you. Then that's when the reality start hitting them. Like, wait, what you mean I can't buy my way up out of this? I own this town, I own this and I own it. Yeah, but that shit don't matter, bro. You got caught up. It's this your time and your day. It's over with, man. This is what's gonna cause these believers in this here madness, right? From the lack of what understanding prophecies and all these different things. So let's go back to that and read it. Where is it at? Damn it, man. Isaiah, I dropped it. Isaiah 30 and verse. Let's go back to verse 11. Let's go back to 9. This is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Which say unto the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. And these are our people saying these things, right? To be in their comfort zone, right? But how much more these so-called Christians, which they don't matter anyway, but just pointing out the fact that, hey, you're going to have a lot of them that just want to kill themselves, man. All right, but look, you think about them talking to us. Hey, y'all talking all this negativity and all this. The God is a God of love. It's just love, 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 love. Don't bring that negativity around us. They want to be told comforting things, man. They don't want to understand and do the deep dive into prophecy, because if they did, they're like, look, the MOTB, right? Lord's will, we'll get onto that next. But the MOTB is coming. You're not going to be able to buy or sell. It's going to be really hard out here for you to eat, man. You're going to have to depend on the Lord. Have faith, man. But yet and still, oh, no. We don't have to worry about that. We got pre-tribulation rapture. We're going to be gone before all that happens anyway. So we're not even going to have to make that decision. We're not going to have to worry about that. We're going to be saved before that anyway, man. This is their mindsets and their beliefs. So, hey, they just continue living however they're living, man. All right? It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and to stay thereon. It says, therefore this iniquity shall be unto you as a breach ready to fall out of a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly in an instant. So, hey, it's going to be like a flood, man. It's going to be like you behind, let's say, a dam full of water, and it's being plugged up by that wall, and all of a sudden there's a little small crack, right? And then that crack turned into a big old hole, and it starts flooding the area. Hey, you might be able to put your finger into a small crack or put your hand up against a small crack, but once that whole wall falls and all that water comes knocking your ass over, there's nothing you can do. The whole wall is falling over, and there's a big wall, a wave of water coming over. You can't put your finger in that to stop that, put a hand up to stop that, or nothing like that, man. You about to get crushed by that, man. So when the reality starts coming through like a breach, and the reality and the truth starts coming through like a flood, you're going to be overbeared by these things, man. Oh, shit, I done woke up into the tribulations. What do you mean? We in the tribulation. My whole life I thought of a pre-tribulation rapture, that we was not going to see these bad times. How are we seeing these bad times? Either A, I missed the rapture, or B, the Lord really ain't going to rapture us, man. Or C, we ain't even part of the church, man. That's when they're going to say, how is he numbered among the saints? Because, like I said, they walk by, see us, they think that we all bugged out and everything. God is not a God of different races. He created all people, love all people. Well, we read earlier how the Lord said, only you have I known out of all the families of the earth. You know, all the children of Israel, the ones that are brought up out of the land of Egypt. That was one group of people, man. This is the reality. All of a sudden, you starting to realize, hey, when you really read the Bible, he was only dealing with the Israelites. But you have this misconception that, oh, you know, the Jews, you know, they didn't like the Lord. They rejected the Lord. So then that's how the Gentiles got grafted in. The Lord, you know, he put his people to the side. Now he just brought up the rest of the people. What was the whole point of having the people to begin with? Then aren't these people programmed by the Lord anyway? So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, when they realize the lies that they've been told, you know, we read it earlier in Wisdom of Solomon 5, they gonna say, man, what the hell going on out here, man? All right, but hey, wait till you start seeing these things in these churches and these people start waking up and they start asking. This is why you start seeing a wave of them leave the churches. Hey, tell us about the MOTB. Tell us about this. Tell us about that. Tell us about these things. They don't have no answers for them. People started leaving. But wait till these people start waking up to the truth about this and waking up to the truth about that. Wait a minute. So you saying Here go one. When they say, "Oh, the laws is done away with," well, why y'all be paying tithes to y'all pastor? Oh, because it said that in the law that we supposed to be. I thought the laws was done away with. Well, okay, so now that the laws is done away with, can I sleep with my dog now? Oh no, that's bestiality. That's a sin. Okay, so you married? Can I go and sleep with your wife now? No, you can't sleep with another man. That's against the law. Well, what law? I thought the laws was done away with. So see, now it's starting to that breach is starting to form, man. All these things starting to see. You don't know the Lord like you thought you know the Lord, man. All right. And like I said, man, it's not gonna be no surprise when these people who put their trust into these lies and this deception, when all that starts falling down upon them, man. Importance of prophecy, man. If you understand these prophecies, you understand what's really going on out here, man. You would understand, hey, just again, off that one little topic of the rapture, right? Pre-tribulation rapture, right? You know, you would have those group of people that believe in those things, right? But then now you into this stuff now. It's like, look, well, we understand, you know, we like to not really use that word rapture, but we understand that, look, man, the elect is going to be delivered up out of here, you know what I'm saying, when those missiles start raining down. So just because you seeing like bank runs and all these different things going on, people fighting over the lack of bread and everything, yeah, bro, that's prophecy, man. Reading it on Jacob's trouble, reading 2nd Ezra 15. We can point you to all these things, so it's not catching us off guard. We're not being sidelined by some shit that's coming to pass. Oh shit, we didn't know that it was gonna be invading. Matter of fact, am I holding it Isaiah still? This is Isaiah chapter 30, not 30. This is Isaiah. What is it? 32. Well, we can read Isaiah 32 as well, but we'll read that here in a second. But where is that at? Isaiah. Oh, it's Isaiah 19. But that's not even what I was looking for. But we can get that as well too. But Isaiah 19:2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." When these things start to happen, man, you know the elect is still gonna be here. But let's talk about this here church that these people claim. You're gonna still be here, man. Fighting over food, fighting over bread, not understanding the things that's going on, right? Now let's go. We just Isaiah 30. Isaiah 32 and verse 2, it says, "A man shall be a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land." You know, going into the men of the Lord, right? Being at their hedge, all right? Because, see, everybody else has it in their mind that, hey, look, you know, my money, my bunker, my this and my that. Hey, man, the only thing that's going to be able to save and deliver you is what? The men of the Lord, man. And we seen it over this here pandemic. The only people that were stable and had a calm mindset to be able to ease people's minds was who? The men of the Lord. Everybody else that put all their trust in their money and their pride and Babylon the Great. Oh, this Babylon the Great. We ain't going to never stop making money. We ain't never going to be in this boat, this, and that. We're never going to be in any of these things, man. Hey, those people all was, you know, faint, man. Like Jeremiah 30 speak about, why do I see every man with his hands on his loins? We hadn't fully got there yet, but those people at that point in time was all faint, man. They was all asking questions about certain things that was going on and didn't have no real answers for them, man. But what you see the men of the Lord, like, hey, we told y'all this shit was coming. If anything, we was more rejoicing than being upset. Call all Yahweh Shemi, how they shut this bitch down. Lord's will, they don't bring the economy back up. And it's just ride us all the way out to the MOTB, man. We excited about these things. Right now, we talk about the, what they call that shit, the Fed Now situation is going on. And these cryptocurrencies that they about to come up with and everything, or the CBDCs they coming up with. You know, you got some people, oh, they about to fuck up the economy. I've been watching a lot of videos on these people, especially some of these channels telling you about how getting money and everything. Man, they fucked up the plug, man. It's over with now. It's all over with, man. Hey, but a week ago, you was telling me about how to get all this here money and everything else like that, and how black folk need to do this and do that, and looking down on everybody, how you was just so untouchable with all these things. And then Esau go and do one little play. Oh, they fucked up the plug, man. We can't even get no more money no more, man. We can't even do all these things, man. Hey, and the importance of all these things. Hey, man, matter of fact, you know, we might have to, we'll do a little something different on the MOTB. But going down in this here path, man. Hey, the point of, you know, speaking and understanding about these different things, man. All right, we know that the Lord is going to, we're going to grab that as well. Matter of fact, I'm holding that page, right? No, I dropped it. Job 5 and Job 20. But anyway, here we go. Anyway, we understand about these things and this stuff that's coming to pass. We know that we're getting closer and closer to our salvation date, man. So we're not looking at it. Yeah, we might be fucked up and might not be able to get no more money as well, too. But, hey, man, we getting closer to the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is why the importance of the prophecy is, because again, we be like, well, what y'all gonna do when your money get froze? We gonna have faith in the Lord. We don't give a look, bro. Yeah, it's gonna suck. All right, let's just get that out the way. It's gonna suck, but we know we gonna come out victorious on the other end. Lord's word, the Lord have us, find us worthy to be redeemed. But hey, man, the Lord is coming to redeem somebody. I'm trying to be part of that there number, man. I'm not trying to be the part of these people that's being on this sinking shit, man. I think I used this analogy last week about the Titanic and shit like that. Like, nigga, I'm trying to get on one of these little life raft boats. I'm not trying to stay on this goddamn Titanic. This shit going down. What the fuck I want to still be on this boat for, man? Oh, you about to go out in the Titanic, get to the uncharted waters on these little boats and everything. Bro, I'm about to go try my face out here, man. On the Lord, man. The Lord, hey, I know that boat going down. It's not nah. You know what I'm saying? But I did hear about how some people would be saved off these little life rafts and shit like that. I heard about that shit. Somebody gonna get picked up on the life rafts. Not all of these rafts are gonna make it, but somebody gonna get picked up on them life rafts. I want to at least try my chances with that instead of staying on the goddamn Titanic. This shit going down. Everybody dying on this motherfucker, right? So hey, this is where we are right about now, man. All right, we're not gonna wake up to this so-called rude awakening that, oh shit, everything didn't go as we planned. See, we didn't have everything. That's one of the things that the scripture speak about, being born again. All right, becoming a new man. All that shit you had in your mind beforehand had to go out the window, man. I know for myself, it was funny. This indirectly led me to the Lord. Or not really indirectly led me to the Lord, but once I came into the Lord and the knowledge of the truth of the Lord, I already knew they're like, yeah, this is the way out, bro. Because, I woke up to the I don't know if I can use this word, but we'll use it anyway. The Illuminati, the Rothschilds, and all these niggas and shit, and the shit that they was doing, and how these niggas planned 100 years down the road and shit like that. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Albert Pike, this nigga done planned out World War I, World War II, and World War III in the 1700s. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is some crazy shit. These niggas got a plan. Like, I just woke up to this plan. I'm only at this here age. They didn't had 3 or 4 times my whole what do you call it, lifespans of planning this shit. And they own everything. How the fuck I'm gonna combat with this here shit? You know what I'm saying? How am I gonna do all these and then going to the paperwork and writing it all down? Like, all right, if I try this way, that way, this way, nope. Try this way, that way, nope. Try this way, that way, nope. At the end all be all, bro, there's no way out of this shit, bro. These niggas, we surrounded. That's it. The game it's over with, right? Then you find out about the Lord. Like, look, the only way up out of this, see, the Lord put you into a position just like the Red Sea, right? Hey, there's the Pharaoh and his army behind you and the Red Sea in front of you, bro. What y'all gonna do? There's nothing for you to do but bow down and have faith into the Lord at that point in time. This is the same scenario we in now. You find out about all the shit that they got going on. You can't beat that, man. All right, the only thing you can do is have faith in the Lord. The Lord is the only one that's going to be able to deliver you out of these things, man. And this is the position he wants you to be in so that he can get that glory, man. There's not going to be nobody that's going to be able to say, except for the Edomites, that's going to be able to say, yeah, I survived thermonuclear warfare in America. I was in Babylon, but I survived, right? The Edomites going to be able to, the elites of the Edomites going to be able to say that because, but the flip side of that, like, yeah, but you're going into captivity. So you survived just to go into captivity. Like, what a dumbass nigga for that. Like, what the fuck was that all about, right? But the only other people that's going to be able to say that is what? And going back to Jeremiah 16, but the elect, all right, going to be being beamed up. And they're not going to have a scenario saying, hey, look, I survived because of my bunker. I survived because of my money. I survived because I was just smart enough. I survived because I left. No, they all going to have the same story. Hey, I survived because the Lord had mercy on me and the Lord delivered me. The only thing that they're going to be able to say, man. And that's the position the Lord wants you to be in, man. All right, but like I said, have it up to these here people and their mindsets of all these things, man. They think that their own arm is going to bring them salvation or this here lies that they have. But at the end all be all, man, you're going to have your trust and faith 100% in the Lord, man. All right, and these things are going to come into you and hit you like a breach because you're not even exercising any of these things, man. What the hell are you wind up losing in this society for these Christians out here? What are you actually out here losing? What kind of tribulations are you really going through, man? What are you really going through at this point in time? Because, oh, they talking about the modes and stuff like that. That's really oppressing you and everything else like that. You know what I'm saying? To the point, nah, man. You know, but hey, you know, we understand this, you know, Jake, you know, not to a strange speech. You already know what it's like being at the bottom of the barrel. Last hired, first fired type scenario, going through it, losing all out on these things. I say when these economic things come around, like when they, oh, this is happening, recession happening, like, that don't affect Jake. We already broke. We don't know what the fuck it's like to lose anything because we ain't got nothing to lose, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go fire me from a job I didn't even really have. You know what I'm saying? There was no plan that I was going to work at this job for the next 10 years anyway. I'm surprised I made it past 2 years without getting fired. That ain't nothing new to me, nigga. It ain't the first time I had a car repossessed. The first time I got evicted. The first time my lights got off. Fuck them pussy ass lights, man. I got 12 candles I've been waiting to burn. You know, they have that type of mentality. So Jake don't really get hit by those things, man. It's Esau that be affected by these things, man. All right, jumping off the deep end whenever things don't go his way, man. So, hey, when his breach come down on him, man, hey, a lot of things is not gonna look well for them, man. All right, so hey, and speaking on to our people as well too, they put their trust in these things, but they bandwagoners. But and oh, we believe in this, we believe in that, but they don't have that 100% that faith in the Lord, man. Oh, I'm an Israelite, but then I want to go and remix it this way and that way. See, Jake weed theyself out of these things, man. I be seeing Jake doing certain things about, doing certain stuff a certain type of way. I'm gonna do it this way, I do it that way. I always remind him about Cain and Abel. Cain, all right, he decided he was gonna remix what the Lord said, but the Lord found his sacrifice unworthy. Now he want to complain about the shit like the Lord is unfair. Like, nigga, I told you this is the requirement. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we don't accept cash at our store, right? Or it's cash only at our store. You came up here with a goddamn debit card and you mad because you can't, fuck them and they this and they that and they're going to leave a bad review. Nigga, it's posted everywhere, cash only. This is your fault for not following the protocol. Nigga, that's on you, right? But, hey, this is where these people are going to wind up waking up to. Going back to Job, when we read this at Job 5, I wanted to finish that off in Isaiah, that breach. Isaiah 30 and let me start back here. 30 and 13 it says, let me go back to 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and to stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be unto you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So, hey, once this all starts falling down on you, you start waking up to this here bullshit that you've been fed, it's not going to go well for you, man. All right, this is why, again, we tell you about stacking up faith, all right, stacking up your treasures in heavenly things, man. All right, because all this here carnal stuff is going to go out the window. You're going to realize your job can't hold you, your money. People, I hear people talking about, well, we got enough money in this and that. We don't really give a fuck about this and that. Hey, we're going to do this and that. But, all right, you say all that now because you think about the amount of money that you have, but in reality, all they got to do is, as they're doing now, devalue your money. Oh, shit, we ain't worried about it. I got $2 million in my 401k and everything. All right, so you don't really understand how a 401k works. That's just in the stock market. All they got to do is have a recession in the stock market tank, and your $1 million now turn to $500,000 if you lost half of your investment into that shit, man. Now you thinking, oh, what happened? There's $500,000 left, and I can't even survive off of this for the next so many years. We got to go back to work. All right, hey, you trusted in your money. You thought your money was going to save you, right? You thought that your job was going to save you. Now they didn't shut down your job and everything else like that, man. See, this is where you have to have faith in the Lord. The Lord will have you walk up out of one thing. Shit. Sometimes things happen. I didn't learn in this here truth. It's not what happens to you, but it's how you react to it. And a lot of times the Lord will put you through certain things just to bring you out on the other side. Look at Joseph, right? Jacob's son Joseph, right? There's a fucked up situation. His brothers had sold him into captivity. But guess what? The Lord had him strategically moved around to be able to save and deliver his own family. Remember the dream about the sun and the moon and the stars bowing down unto him? Oh, we gonna serve you now? You know what I'm saying? Y'all just don't realize the Lord's plan. But if you looking at it from Joseph's eyes, fuck, man, my brother's selling me off. First of all, they trying to kill me off, let me get killed. Now they trying to sell me off into captivity. Then I didn't went in here and they threw me into jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got all these problems going on. You just think your life is all fucked up. The whole time the Lord is strategically placing you to where you finna be number 2 in all of goddamn Egypt, man. You're going to be able to save your whole race of people, man. You don't even realize that the shit that you're going through. And a lot of times, people say about those things like, hey, these scars that I got made me who I am today. Going through all this here shit is a roadmap to the things that I've been through, man. Oh, my sword has been tried in a battlefild and everything. I went out and got all these things. Like they say, I used to work for this firefighter dude. And he would show me, he talked about his firefighting things. He would show me his, not to say his battle helmet, but his helmet that he wore. He was a police fire chief at the end, so he had his little uniform one where they go to like press conferences to clean one. But he showed me the one he wore in the battlefield, more or less to say the fire one, where it was like thick soot that was on there. He was like, yeah, he was proud about it. Anybody in any of these types of fields, they understand, like, look, the dirtier they get, that means I done worked on like a man's hand. A man's hand is rough. Yeah, I've been putting in that work out there. I don't got soft hands. It's not a beginner's hand. Right? You know what I'm saying? You see, maybe, shit, even like us with these Bibles, right? Be having holes in pages. Let me see if I can show that. Holes in pages like that, or whole pages that come out. Hey, that's because that used to go on there, man. You don't want a Bible that you didn't picked up and it ain't never been open. You know what I'm saying? And it's just stuck closed. You ain't really using it, man. So hey, this is the same sense that you have to put that faith to use. All right, you got to go through some things, man. You got to be built up into the faith of the Lord, man. But you ain't gonna ever get that if you following after these folks with this holy Christianity and things like that, man. You're gonna wind up having that breach that's ready to spill over, man. Once you wake up to the truth of all these things, man. All right. So hey, going back into the prophecies, man. The prophecies is where it's at, man. The prophecies is the most important thing, man. You can spend your time learning that you're Israelite, learning about the new moon, the Sabbaths, the calendars, and everything else like that. Learning about the high holy days. But if you don't know about the prophecies, what end is it for you? All right. That really builds your faith because look, you don't think that these things is coming. You think, let's say about the 2/3. You got Jakes is waking up to the prophecy or waking up to their Israelites. Don't understand the 2/3, right? Now let's just or Jacob's trouble. Now they call themselves an Israelite, partaking in the high holy days, learned about the Sabbath, learned about certain things here and there, but they don't understand prophecy like that. Now they seeing 2/3 of Jake getting put to death, and they're like, oh, I thought the Lord was about to save us. Why the majority of our people getting rolled on? Why these things is happening? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, you never understood prophecy, but now you done lost your faith. You don't even believe in being an Israelite no more. You don't believe in the truth no more because you done seen 2/3 of our people get put to death. You think that the Lord ain't dealing with us no more, man. All because you don't understand prophecy, man. So this is why you have to go through and search the scriptures. Like the scriptures say, I come in the volume of the book. You gotta actually go into the meat and the potatoes, man. All right, you have to go into the depths of it. Get something real quick. That was right here. Hang on. One more verse, a couple more verses down. I don't overlook this. Zechariah 13:8 says, and it shall come to pass that in the land that and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but a third shall be left therein. So let's say you never came across that part. You only want to be prophesied to smooth things. You don't want to hear about Jake dying, Jacob's trouble, mass death, and all these different things, man. All right, eating your kids and things like that, the history of the things that went on. And it's going to be a time like never before since there was a nation on earth, even unto the same day. Think about what they was doing in the, in Masada, right? When Esau came in and was tearing Jacob out of there, man. All right, when they had us in Jerusalem's siege roundabout, man. The things that wound up happening to us, man. The siege to where, where was that? Where they was damn near boiling and eating their own kids, man. Think back into those times, man. Now, think about that versus the scripture says there's going to be a time like never before since there was a nation, even into the same very time, man. All right, you got to think about these things and the things that's coming up. Now, America had lived so, how does it say, carelessly in Isaiah 47. All right, you didn't live so carelessly into these things, man. But now, all of a sudden, you're about to wake up to the truth. All right, or not to say the truth, but you're going to wake up to a rude awakening. So Isaiah 47. I want to kind of get to the point. This is Isaiah 47 and starting at verse 7. It says, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. So again, going into these here times, You never put the monster to the latter end of the things that you know, you planting these seeds and you don't realize you plant so much wickedness. You don't think that this wickedness is going to come back upon you, man. All right, you know, you got the big bully. You got the bully that's bullying everybody in the school. You don't think that one day they're going to come back upon you, man? You know, you talk about these drug dealers, robbers, and killers and things like that. Over a long period of time, you see, like nowadays, you're getting a lot of them that's either getting out of jail or they just surfacing and things like that from back in the 70s and the 80s and stuff like that. And you talk to them, and they say, yeah. But I don't like having to look over my shoulders all the time, man. Everywhere I go, I don't know who gonna get it, who I'm gonna get it from, and so on and so forth. Somebody from way back in the day. You know, some of these killers, like, yeah, I might have killed so-and-so and so-and-so, but then I didn't even know they had a kid. Now they kid growing up the whole time with that hatred against me because they had to grow up without a father. And I did all these things, and I finally got out of jail, and I don't even know that he had a son or what his son looked like. Now his son came and popped me and shit like that, man. So, hey, you thinking about the things that is so-called get back, man. But yet still, what about Babylon the Great? What about what Babylon the Great has been doing to these other nations, man? Starving them out, bombing the people, man. Invading their countries, man. Overthrowing their governments, man. Starving these people out, man. All right, look at Cuba, man. Starved the hell out because of what? The Cuban Missile Crisis, man. America put an embargo on them and everything else like that, man. People had to grow up in poverty like that, man. Venezuela, look at what they didn't, what do you call it, devalue their currency so goddamn bad that you got women that was out there selling their body for medicine for their little siblings and shit like that, man. Not even for food, for just fucking medicine, man. All right? So what do you think is going to happen to America, man? What do you think is happening to America right about now, man? All right, you know, you try to put sanctions on Russia to bankrupt them so they can starve their population and everything else like that. You know, the how you call it, the blowback from the Nord Stream pipelines on Europe and things like that. What do you think is going to happen over to America? They can't afford this, they can't afford that. What do you think is going to happen to where we can't afford energy here in Babylon the Great in the middle of the fucking cold-ass winter and things like that, man? Can't afford to turn the water on because the water all contaminated. You know, the water like Flint, Michigan all over the place, man. What's going to happen to all these different these things, man? Now you're starting to see the Lord bring out this here judgment on this here place, man. All right, but yet, again, understanding prophecy and understanding who you are and where you are would ease your mind into these things, man. Because, again, you have some people that's flipping out at the downturn. Oh, America this and that. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And they're losing their mind. That's not the spirit that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be in unless you're a two-third, man. All right, you know, talking about, at least in Egypt we had fish. We had this and that. Hey, you a two-third, and yeah, you should be feeling like this. Oh, they devaluing the money. They about to fuck up the game plan. Nah, man. You should be thinking, good. The faster this place goes, we up out of here. We gonna get our kingdom. Then we can set up our shit, man. Then it's our turn to play. It's like you and your little brother playing the game and everything, right? He's on his little winning streak. He beating all the bosses and everything. Now he get to this one level, and the boss is starting to whoop his ass. Now, you as a little brother who get to play after he get to play, are you gonna root for your brother? And he on a level that y'all ain't never got to and never beat the boss, right? It's like, damn, he actually up here on this here level, but he been whooping ass all goddamn day. If he keep whooping ass, I'm not gonna ever get to play. So I actually want the boss to beat him so I can get my time to play, man. That's where we at right about now. So, but you gotta understand who you are, where you are, and the prophecies, man, so that you don't get caught up into this, you know, this spirit of, you know, Esau and his, you know, his waning of his rulership, man. The decay of all these things, man. Oh, they doing this, they doing that, and they devaluing the money, and we ain't gonna be able to afford this, and we ain't gonna be able to afford it. Good. What does the scripture say? You know, for then shall be such great tribulation, since there was never a nation on earth to the same time. All right, and except the Lord shorten those days, there would be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, the Lord was going to shorten those days, right? You know, I just pretty much quoted the whole scripture. But Matthew 24 and verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. All right, so, hey, for the elect's sake, man, those days was going to be shortened because the elect is going to still be having faith into the Lord, man. Just like Daniel in the lion's den, man, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire, man. Fiery furnace. Yeah, they was up in there, but they was still holding on to having faith into the Lord. Damn, they still holding up like that? All right, let me just go ahead and bring them up out of there, then. Let me just go ahead and get them up out of there. Versus somebody who didn't have faith, man, fuck them niggas. Let them torture, or let them stay there a lot, you know, let's say the Lord was preserving their life. Let them stay there a lot longer to torture their ass into that shit, man. Versus, let me just go ahead and bring them up out of there, man. All right, so, hey, just like with the pandemic, you still have people that's riding around with masks on, still plagued by all these things, man, and still hurt by all these things, still without a job, without all these things. But, hey, it was swift for the men of the Lord. Some of the men of the Lord may have lost their jobs, may have got hours cut, may have had their jobs shut down, but they right back up on their grind and on their feet. But the majority of these people out here, you still see them riding around with masks on. Somebody was saying something about the pandemic the other day. I was like, damn, that shit's still around? I forgot all about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got way more shit going on than niggas wearing masks and shit like that, man. But yet still, you still have people that's plagued by these things, man. You can't let that spirit go. All right. Uh, Isaiah 47 in verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. It says, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me, and I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that's the spirit of these Americans, man. All right, you know, whether you're an Edomite or Israelite, you know, you Americans have this mindset, man. We're gonna go on forever, man. We ain't gonna never take no L's out here, man. We're gonna just keep going into the sunset, man. And a lot of you people, you put your trust and your faith into that, man. The fuck I need faith for? What the fuck I need the Lord for when I'm getting money out here? You know, the likes of Jay-Z and them. You got that Jay-Z money. You're not worried about none of this shit, bro. All right, they're gonna destroy America. I got a plane. I got land out so and so far. I just go fly over there before the shit pop off. Not realizing that, hey, man, the Lord, all right, you try to escape if you want to. All this is gonna come to naught. Or you're gonna realize, hey, look, you no entry. Send your ass back. And you got that, you know, the Lord's, like Isaiah 66 said, the Lord will choose all your delusions and bring them upon you, man. Oh, yeah, I got my safety net over there. I'm going to fly my helicopter over here. But see, now as you taking off in your little helicopter and everything else like that, that shit it crashes, man. Was it Independence Day, I think it was? Where they go, try to leave with the helicopter, and the helicopter wound up crashing on their ass. All right? But yet and still, hey, look. This is the times that we're coming into, man. Everybody has to put their trust somewhere. You have the elect that's putting their trust in the Lord, in the names of Yahweh and Yahushua. You have the rest of the world that's putting their trust into their own arms, man. But guess what? The Lord is out here breaking arms left and right, man. I put my trust in my business, my organization, my job, my money I have saved up, my farm I got out back. Man, shit, I'm growing my own food, you know, some years back when people talk about we got to get our own food, our own farms and everything else like that. Like, all right, well, how the fuck you going to suffice that when these niggas is poisoning the air, poisoning the water supply out there in Ohio? The water supply all damaged, man. And that's feeding all the rest of the shit that's around you. So you got your own farm, but now your crops is all tainted, man. But you thought that was going to save you because you got your own farm and you produce your own food. They didn't tainted all of that shit in just one fell swoop, man. Oh, I got millions of dollars in the bank and this and that. Well, your bank just defaulted and now you ain't got no money in the bank. Out of them $250 million, you got $250,000, but your bills is more than that in a whole year. So now what are you going to do? You know, you went from Jeff Bezos type rich to only having $250,000 in the bank. What happened, bro? Thought you was straight. You know, what's up with all that, man? Now, granted, the same thing can happen to the elect. But the difference is going to be like, so what, we lose it. We're going to be all right. We got faith in the Lord anyway. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. You got the spirit of Job, man. All right? Just like the story of Job, the things that happened to Job could have happened to everybody else. But again, like I said, it's not what happened to you. It's how you reacted to it, man. All right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Job could be like, hey, man, look, why don't you just curse God and die? Well, look, man, the Lord bless me with all this shit. The Lord can take it away. Why the fuck would I be mad about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could be, you know, my feelings about it, but the reality of it is he the one gave me all this shit, man. He the one put me up on top for this little short span of time. He could put me back on top if he want to, or he could just debase me if he want to, man. That's up to him, right? But see, most people don't have this here mindset or this here understanding. They got their own trust into their own arms. But once the Lord break that, stay up off of that, stay off of Egypt, man, they're going to be really hurt, man. All right, you got your money into certain things, and they realize, hey, now you got to convert your money into the X, Y, and Z. Hyperinflation, your money ain't really worth nothing no more, man. Forgot, what was it, Zimbabwe? They had $100 billion or $100 trillion note. You got one bill that's like $100 billion or $100 trillion or some shit like that. Like, nigga, like, you know, I ain't even had this kind of money ever in my life, but now all of a sudden I got $100 trillion and this is just one bill. I can't even go put what the equivalent of 2 gallons of gas in my car for $1 trillion or whatever the fuck they got going on over there. That shit ain't worth a goddamn thing, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is what you have going on. All right, these people are being prepared for this, man. It's gonna be that great breach that's gonna fall because again, at the end all be all, they don't have that faith that's being built up inside of them, man. All right, let's finish this off real quick before we get cut off. Oh, this fucking Edomite. Got to be dealing with this possum. These nasty niggas, man. I would put this nigga on film, but this nigga's really finna go catch this possum. Anyway. Yeah. I hope that nigga bite you too. Dirty ass Edomites. But yeah. Anyway, and this nigga look like he working at one of these restaurants around here too. Boy, that's why we gotta get the fuck up out of here. This nigga, first of all, this nigga is moving around because you got all this construction going on, so you didn't got him out of his habitat. Now this nigga gotta go over here and try to catch this little nigga, man. But anyway, I hope this nigga get bit. Let's get back to this because we about to lose our run time on this. But anyway, going back, Isaiah 47 and 7. It says, "And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it." So you didn't prepare for the worst case scenario. You didn't prepare for everything that you had planned. You know, how they call it, a contingency plan for these things to go wrong. Well, what's gonna happen if you got your own food out there, but then the water supply get tainted? Oh, I got my own bunker. Well, what's gonna happen if you lose electricity over these things, or whatever it is, man? They don't have a contingency plan. You know, the first, for the elect, there is no contingency plan. Well, there is a contingency plan. There's a plan A and a plan B and a plan C. Plan A, have faith in the Lord. Plan B, you know what I'm saying, revert back to plan A, right? And plan C, there is no plan B and C. It's only plan A. We don't only believe in the Lord. That's the only plan that you got. And you got any contingencies after that, all right, we're going to depend on the Lord. Well, what happens if that stopped working? We're going to keep depending on the Lord. Well, what happens if that stopped happening? We're going to depend on the Lord. We're going to pray. Well, what happens if that stops? We're going to depend on the Lord. We're going to pray some more. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? There's no other options, right? But yet and still, these people out here have all these different contingency plans of what they're going to do. But the Lord is about to bring all this to naught. It says, "And thou sayest, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. Therefore, now hear this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children." Bro, we ain't never losing. We gonna always be up, right? This is what they saying. It says, "But these two things shall come upon thee in a moment and one day, loss of children and widowhood, and they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantment." So, hey, all these things is coming upon you, man. And great number for all the witchcraft that you put out, all the lies you put out. Think about what we were reading about earlier about that great breach that's coming through like a flood. These people have been lied to about all these different things. Like I said about the so-called nigger woman in that police scenario. She's been lied to her whole life that all these things, oh, I'm just being oppressed and this and that. But when she got put into them damn handcuffs, right? That's when reality started hitting her. She had that look on her face like, I would never have thought that this would have ever happened to me. You see somebody that's really in it. Oh, shit. They was so... you could see how much she believed in what she believed in at first, but then when that reality hit her, it was just like the biggest shock in the whole world, right? How much more, and I thought about how much more she was feeling as she was riding that cop car down to the police station, and how much more when she actually got locked up into the, into them bars, and how she was really feeling when she had to go before the judge, and she had to plead her case before the judge when she had to pay for her little fines or whatever. Like, you can say whatever you want to say, bitch, you on, like, you being, what they call recorded, you on, not spot cam, them little cop cams they be having, you know, whatever the fuck they call, you on camera basically, you being recorded right now. Like, bitch, he didn't get loud with you, he didn't get all abrasive with you, he wasn't getting all, and he warned you, he gave you more, he wasn't even supposed to warn you that many times, he was supposed to ask you about what you're gonna do, and then, like, boom, you decided you was gonna, nah, I ain't doing that shit, alright, well then, your ass go to jail then, you know what I'm saying? So, what are you gonna say at that point in time? At that point, you've had all this here, stacked up into your head. We'll see. I don't know this lady. We ain't gonna really see. But I was gonna say we'll see. If that actually changes her, if it humbles her, or if let's go ahead and read this. We'll close out with this scripture. Matter of fact, we're not gonna read it in Revelation. We're gonna read it in the Apocrypha. It says a little bit more. It goes fully into detail into it in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17, I think. We're going to start at 17. Wisdom of Solomon, 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. It says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Point I want to grab verse 19. Behold, famine and plagues and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. So like I said, we'll see if she changed her ways. But it's like the scriptures say, hey, out of all these things that's going to pop off, they're not going to change their ways, man. speaking of the two-thirds aren't going to change their ways, right? After all the things that's going on, they're not changing their ways. Oh, they was shocked, they was scared, they was calling us on the phone and everything when the pandemic hit, but now where they at right about now? Back on the grind, doing what they was doing beforehand, man. Like it never let up, man. The Edomites was humble for a little short amount of time, but then now they right back on a rah-rah shit, man. If not now, worse now than ever, man. Seeing all these things coming to pass. So, hey, we know, the importance, again, of this here prophecy, man, and understanding these things, and understanding how these things work. I was wanting to go into the MOTB again, into this new Fed Now thing, but Lord's will, I'll do a different video on it and everything. I don't have too much more run time, but and we've been getting cut off. But anyway, before we do get cut off, unexpected, and we just be preaching, I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that Lord, when the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and ever will. And salutation, much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. And until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.